today by Stephen Shedletzky, Chief InspirActionist.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do and
Yeah.
how you got onto that path?
Well, what I do. I love that question. What do you do? It's like the typical adult professional question. So whenever someone asks me what do I do, I like to offer, well, I'd much prefer you ask me what do I enjoy doing, and they happen to be one and the same now.
Hopefully.
Yes. Well, now they are. So I am a chief InspirActionist, and what that means is it aligns with my life purpose. And my life purpose was just taken quite a while to get to, and a lot of continuous thinking around it and questioning, is to inspire fulfilling action. So because that's my life purpose, I call myself a chief InspirActionist, and that's part of the beauty of being your own boss, is you can call yourself whatever you like.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I guess you deal with when you're coaching and that kind of thing is, how do people define success? How do you find what you're passionate about and turn that into success in a career? Do you want to?
Yeah, for sure. Well, and especially with our audience, which is university students, I think when I was in university, I never even really thought about, well, wait, what does success really mean to me? So I think there's a huge opportunity to ask ourselves questions and even look forward into our lives and thinking based on looking back, because as Steve Jobs said, we can connect the dots looking back, not looking forward. Looking back, what's important to me, and how can the looking back inform us as we look forward? So I think the biggest opportunity for university students is to ask themselves now, what does success mean to me? Not what does success mean to my parents or peers or teachers or professors or that recruiter that comes onto campus or that graduate degree I want to go get. It's what do I want? What do I think will make me happy?
But I think that's such a difficult question for so many students, especially when you haven't maybe gone out and experienced as much as you'd like to, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people want to do when they're in university. But if you're at that point where you're not really sure, what would you suggest for those people?
Yeah, go with what you have afforded to you right now. So if you have afforded yourself the opportunity to, let's say you have to work part-time at university to make money and finance yourself. See if you enjoy that job, or see what parts of the job do you enjoy, what parts don't you enjoy, and that informs what our blueprint, our makeup is. And I believe that our blueprint, our makeup, are our values, what's important to you, what matters to you. So, when I was, in your shoes, I was going through a formal, a job search, and that's all that was available to me at the time. I didn't know that I loved leadership and coaching and perhaps even, have the opportunity to inspire others. When I look back and connect the dots, it makes total sense. But in the moment, I had no idea. So my advice to anyone is go with what opportunities are available to you now. If that's a corporate job, great. Go see what you like about it, what you don't. If it's go get more schooling, fantastic. If you have no idea, just talk to people that know you very well. Talk to people that you trust.
Yeah.
And go, hey, when have I been at my best? When do I really enjoy life? What am I doing? Who am I with?
Yeah. And I think for me at least, it was always, if you don't know what you want to do and you just haven't found that yet, university is the perfect opportunity. Take that time where you're never at another point in your life going to be surrounded by so many people from so many different backgrounds, interested in so many different things. So to go out and just experience as much as you can in volunteering and extracurricular, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's only through doing that you might find that thing that you're looking for.
Yeah. And energy is huge. So
how so?
Energy is huge in the sense that, and I know we've talked about sort of some of the questions that I've asked myself. So one is, when does time stand still? Which you can couple to energy. When have you been most alive? And looking at those peak experiences, which could be when you were a SOF, or could be when you led that leadership initiative, or went to that conference. So pay attention to energy, meaning when is your energy high and up and positive, and when is it low and negative and draining. And based on looking at that as well, you can begin to say, okay, I would assume that most humans want their energy to be higher on the whole, understanding that it can't be high all the time. And what are those activities that give you energy, and what would it be like to do more of them?
So that's great, but some students say, well, I'm passionate about something that it can't be a career. It's just something I'm interested in. What do you do in that situation?
Yeah. So then I'll go to them. Well, it's that thing that you're really good at, right? And everyone praises you, like, oh, you're so good at that. And you say, well, it's just so easy to me. It's that thing that I love doing on the side, but I could never make a life out of that.
Yeah.
And I go, why not? A great example. I talk about my brother, and my brother's a fantastic writer, fantastic. And to the point that I've said, you gotta write more. You gotta write these poems. You gotta write these songs. They're fantastic. They're hilarious. They're genius. And really, our unique gifts and talents are the things that we find easy, that people praise us for, and we go, there's no way I can do that. And really, the opportunity is, sure, why not? I'm not saying, sink every penny into doing it. You can do your job on the side to pay the bills, but why not keep that passion alive until it's so blatantly obvious that you have to do it? And that's what happened to me, is I was in a corporate track that was just paying the bills and I wasn't enjoying it. I didn't even really understand why I was doing it, and that's the biggest thing about Gen Y, is we have to know why. And I was doing this public speaking and mentoring and thinking about coaching on the side, and then I started doing my coaching training. I started doing more public speaking, and I said, there's work of more meaning. There's activity, life activity of more meaning here. And now I don't have to divide my professional me and my personal me as one and the same.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful.
I think that's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah, and Seth Godin describes the new rich as the ability to choose. If you have the freedom of choice, you are rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind when you're deciding on what to do your passion. I guess the one last thing I wanted to say was just, people say, oh yeah, university bills and all this stuff that I have to deal with, like, I can't do that now. But I would argue, university, again, is the perfect place to do that. When else in your life are you going to have the opportunity to take those kinds of risks? There's story after story, CEOs that have worked for 30 years in an industry, and you get out and you're kind of like, I realize I got to this point and I hate it. And I spent 30 years. Like, that's the alternative.
Yeah.
So I would say, take that opportunity now. Do it now.
Yeah.
And, it can't turn out worse than the alternative.
Yeah. If not now, when?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting you mentioned that, because there's two people that I enjoy coaching most. And they're either going through quarter life crisis or midlife crisis, or just looking to, I exaggerate.
Yeah.
But it's either people that have gone into corporate jobs and realize, wait, I think I want more. And before they put those velvet handcuffs on of putting the down payment on the condo or getting married or having a kid, or they have an opportunity to go after a passion and see if they can actually do it. The other are executives who've made it, have reached their definition of success to only realize, wait, that's not success. And success is a feeling. Success is not something you can accomplish or check off. It is a feeling. So, yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it.